Hello guys, today I have a slow flow for you for the new moon this Sunday. We will work on opening the heart, chest region, shoulders and upper back, and we will stay really close to the ground, so not much standing postures, and the flow is themed around gratitude and self-love, so really gentle, nice flow that you can do when you don't have too much energy or need a bit of self-love, compassion. So let's get started. You can turn on the music if you like practicing with it. And today we will start in child's pose. So for that, bring the toes together, knees quite wide apart, and then slowly melt the heart and bend the forehead to the ground. Finding a long, nice back here. And then start to let the hips sink lower towards the heels. If they don't reach the heels, you can also put a cushion in between. And then finding some ease in your child's pose. Relaxing the head, all facial muscles. Relax the neck, shoulders, upper back. And slowly start to lengthen the breath. Feel on each inhale your ribcage expanding, sending the breath down to the hips. Feel the hips melting a bit lower. And exhale, releasing. Feel the lungs emptying, letting go. Relaxing on your mat. Bringing your full awareness to the breath. Long and slow inhalation through the nose. Feeling the belly, upper back, chest. And exhale. Feel the lower back, ribcage sinking closer to the mat. Breathing here in your own rhythm. Feel your heart melting to the ground. Feel it easing, opening. Feel your shoulders finding a bit more room. If you like, you can also bring your hands into prayer and place them over your head towards the neck. Feeling a different kind of stretch here in the arm. Breathing deep here. Dedicating this practice to your heart, your chest space today. Breathing in, filling your heart with all the compassion that you have for yourself, and exhale, releasing of any doubts, negative energies. Taking this practice to feeling into the body and the mind. All thoughts are welcome on the mat. All thoughts and feelings are welcome on the mat. And I invite you to think of one thing you're grateful for today. And that can be your mantra for the flow that you can come back to. Feeling gratitude for something in your life. Repeating your gratitude internally. And then when you're ready, stretch the arms out again. Arms pressing into the mat, and slowly walk the hands over to the left. Maybe you like to bring your left hand onto the right wrist. Feel the stretch here on the right side of the torso. Breathing into the opening on the right. Lovely. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the other side here. Right hand onto the left wrist. Feeling an intensified stretch here. Breathing deep. Feeling even more compression in the hips. Nice. And on an exhale, slowly release. Find your way slowly up into a cross-legged seat. If cross-legged doesn't work for you, you can also be kneeling. You can also have your heels in front of heels. And placing your hands onto the knees. Let's do some intuitive shoulder rolls. Inhale, bring the shoulders forwards, and exhale, back, down. Moving really slow here with intention. Back to center, and then tuck your chin towards the chest, rolling your head towards the left, and then over the chest towards the right here. Some nice neck stretches, moving slow and gentle. Imagining drawing half moon shapes with the nose. Inhale, rolling to the left side. Exhale over the middle towards the right. Breathing in, exhale, and inhaling. Feel the nice stretch here in the neck. The head is loose. Lovely. Slowly coming back to center. Lift your head and then bring your hands onto your heart or onto the chest. And let's do some Brahmari humming breath. Continue here. It's a really nice, soothing and warming breath, which also opens the chest and shoulders. And it's very calming. So whenever you feel very anxious, you can do this breath. Very self-loving. Releasing the hands, breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Lovely. On an inhale, open your eyes again. If you have them closed, reach the arms up. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hands into prayer towards the heart, and then lower them towards the womb. Inhale, sweep the arms open. Exhale, bring them together in front of your heart and lower them to the womb. Big inhale, opening. Exhale, hands to prayer. Do a few more rounds in your own time here. You can also imagine you're drawing heart shapes with the hands into the air, feeling the love for yourself and others. Nice opening in the shoulders here at the same time. It's also a bit like swimming in the water. One more time. Exhale, hands to heart. Lifting the hands again. Keep them up. Maybe looking up. And exhale, release the left hand to the ground. Big stretch here with the right arm over the ear. Maybe you want to look up towards the ceiling. Turn your chest a bit more open. Inhale, back to center and exhale. Bring your right hand to the ground. Turn the chest towards the left. Looking up. Finding length throughout the left arm, left side of the torso. And coming up again. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you can bring your your forearm to the ground. Doesn't have to. You can also stay up on the hand. See what feels good here. And then swaying from left to right in your own rhythm here. Lovely. Next time you come back to center, releasing the hands, exhaling. Maybe you want to change the cross of your feet. We stay seated and interlace the hands behind you. Press into the knuckles. Your shoulders drop down and back. Chest opens. Lift. Look in front of you. Maybe up to the sky. Breathing in and on an exhale, bring the fist, your hands to the right. Maybe you want to lower your ear towards the left shoulder. Inhale, stretching out the arms. And exhale, bring the fist to the left side. Lowering the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, stretching out the arms. And exhale, bring them to the hips. Inhaling, exhale. One more time, stretch out the arms, press into the knuckles, open the chest. And exhale, release the hands when you want to shake them out. And then roll over the knees and find your neutral tabletop here. Press into all 10 fingers equally. They're right under your shoulders, knees right under the hips. Lovely. And let's find some cat and cow movements here. Dipping the belly, cow, opening the chest, looking ahead of you. And exhale, rounding the back, drawing the belly, the navel towards the spine. Feel the shoulder blades opening, chin towards the chest. Inhale, cow. Arching here. Breathing deep. Exhale, rounding. Breathing in, feel your heart opening. And exhale, bringing the focus, attention inwards. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, rounding. Again, do this a few more times in your own rhythm. Maybe you want to bring in little spirals. Shifting the weight to the front, into the wrists. When you come into your cow, exhale, send the weight into the knees, towards the heels. Finding your own articulations. They can be slow, small spirals or bigger spirals. Moving in a way that feels good for yourself and your heart today. And then circle the other way, switching the direction. Maybe you want to pause at a certain point, see how how it feels to stay here. Moving with ease. Maybe you can notice a different on left and right side. And then slowing the spirals down, finding your neutral tabletop again. And on your next inhale, lift the right hand, open it out. On your next inhale, open the right arm and sweep it down again. Inhale, open your left arm. Imagine you're drawing circles here, or like you're swimming in the water. Inhale, reaching left arm high. Exhale on your left hand. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, place it back on the ground. Inhale, opening the chest here and the shoulder blade. Inhale, exhale. One more time on each side. Big inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Back in your tabletop. Inhale, you reach the right arm high again. Then exhale, thread your right arm under the left and we lower your shoulder to the ground, resting on your temple or thread the needle. So, feeling a bit of pressure on your right shoulder here. Your hips stay over the knees. Maybe you want to stretch out the left arm. If this is too much, you can stay on your fingertips with the hand in front of your face. Only do what feels good in the neck for you. You can also grab a bind here by bringing your left hand towards the right thigh or hip. Feel the compression on the right shoulder here. Deep breathing. Slowly. On your next exhale, release the left hand. Press into the hand. Lift the right shoulder. Lifting the right arm. And exhale, placing the hand back to the mat. Let's do the other side. Big inhale, reach the left hand high. Exhale, thread the left arm under the right. And for thread the needle. Again, you can stay on fingertips here with your hand in front of the face. Or maybe you like to extend the arm over the ear. Hips over the knees. Breathing deep here into your left shoulder. Maybe you like to take a bind. Bring right hand towards the hips, or maybe you can hold on to your left thigh. Feeling the shoulder compression. Opening our shoulders will open our chest, which will automatically open our heart. Lovely. Exhale, releasing. Bring your right hand back to the mat. Press into it. Lifting the left shoulder, left arm high. Exhale. Neutral. Neutral tabletop here. Let's stay here with the hips over the knees and walk the hands forwards for your puppy pose, also called heart melting to the ground. So maybe you like to rest your forehead on the ground. You can also use a cushion here if it is not reaching. And then feeling this quite intense stretch in the shoulders here. Arms and torso is in one line. Again, working on opening the chest here. Breathing into your upper back. Imagine you sending the in-breath into your chest and upper back. Feel it expanding on each inhale and exhale, deflating, letting go of any stuck energies in the upper part of your body. And on each exhale, releasing the heart, chest space a bit lower to the ground. On your next inhale, slowly come back, bring your hands under the shoulders again into your tabletop. From here, lift the knees and then lift the hips, slowly straightening the spine, finding a gentle down dog. Keep a nice bend in the knees, maybe pressing the left heel and then the right heel to the ground. Your head is relaxed, swaying a bit from side to side, maybe swaying the hip from left to right, doing what feels good and for you in your down dog. And then take a little walk to the front of your mat. Really slow here. Your feet are hip width apart. And then take hold of opposite elbow. For your red dog, let your head hang heavy, your neck is relaxed. Nice big bend in the knees. Rest the belly on the thighs. And then maybe swaying from left to right if that feels good for you. Exhale, release the hands. And then come to roll up one vertebra at a time until you're up standing. Take a big in breath and out through the mouth. Nice. Hands into prayer in front of you. Remind yourself of your mantra. What are you grateful for? And then a big inhale, reaching the arms up, looking up. Exhale, Swan diving the arms back onto the ground, rounding the back here, big bend in the knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the back, Ardha Uttanasana. You can also place your hands onto the shins or thighs. Exhale, step back here into your plank pose. Send the hips high, and we meet back again in your down dog. Inhale, rolling the shoulders over the wrist for a high plank here. Exhale, sink the hips, up dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, hips towards the heels. And inhale here, down dog. Exhale, maybe sinking the heels a bit more towards the ground, but they absolutely don't need to reach the floor. Inhale, rolling forwards, high plank. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, looking in front of you. Open chest, open heart in your up dog. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up, down dog. Inhale, rolling forwards, high plank. Exhale, lower the hips. And inhale, open the chest up, dog. Now find your own rhythm here in these spinal waves. You can go super slow or a bit faster. See what feels good to you. Maybe you want to pause in a specific pose. And then when you're ready, we meet back in down dog. And on an inhale, lift the right leg and take a big step with the right foot in between the hands. Lower the left knee and find a low lunge here. Maybe you like to place your hands onto the hips. Draw your right hip to the back and bring your left hip slightly forwards. Breathing deep here. Inhale, cactus the arms, open the chest, come into a little back bend. Exhale, bring forearms to touch. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Big inhale. Exhale. It's kind of like you're opening and closing a book. One more time, opening, big inhale, and exhale. Interlace the hands behind you. Try to take a different grip than last time. So walk one finger up or down, so it feels a bit unnatural. Press into the knuckles. Let the weight of your hands draw you a bit more back into a back bend, opening the chest. Maybe you like to look up if the neck allows. Lovely. Exhale, releasing. Frame the foot with the hand and then walk the right foot a bit more to the side. So you have both hands inside the foot. Now you are in your lizard lunge now, lizard pose. If you like, you can tuck the left toe and lift the knee. Maybe drawing some circles with the hip here. See what feels good for you. Circling the other way. Maybe you like to press into the right knee so you turn onto the outer blade of the right foot, letting the hip sink a bit lower. Releasing the hand and walk the right foot a bit more towards the left leg. And then we let the hip sink onto the mat, resting. For your lounge lizard here. Your left shoulder can draw up towards the ear this time here. Just relaxing here in this pose. You can also come down onto the forearm, if that feels better. Maybe you like to circle the right hand. Finding something that feels good for you in this pose. And then when you're ready, return back to the mat. Place both hands. Lift the left knee. And then bring your right foot into an angle. Doesn't need to be 90 degrees, it can be 30 or whatever angle that feels good for you. Down for your pigeon pose. Now you can always support yourself with a block or a cushion. Then you can sit up on the block here. So you can maybe find a different angle that feels better in the hips for you. So really see what works for you. If straight leg is too much, you can also bend the left knee as well for your mermaid. So you have kind of two 90-degree angles. So this is also a good alternative instead of full pigeon. And then you can lean over the right leg. Turning back to this side for your pigeon pose here. Maybe you want to come down onto your forearms. Maybe you like to cushion your head. Make a little pillow with your two hands stuck on top of each other. And then arriving in this posture. Pigeon can be quite intense. It's a hip opener that can release a few emotions. A lot of emotions are stored in the hips. So if you feel any kind of unwanted emotion in this position, know that this is normal. And you can decide to come out of it or stay with the feeling and try to find some ease with it. Working on letting go. Breathing into the legs. Imagining you sending your inhale from your lungs down the belly, into the hips and the legs, and you're softening the body. The exhale, breathing out, imagining your breath. Breath is running from the legs through your hips, the belly, and the chest out, and you're releasing unwanted energy. Sometimes it takes a bit to find stillness in this pose. And then we find a point at a certain time where we think, oh, now we could stay a few more minutes here. Breathing deep. Breathing into the uncomfort. Witnessing yourself. And seeing that you can maybe stay with it. With these uncomfortable feelings. And once you're ready, slowly come back onto the hands. Tuck the left toes, lift the heel, and then stepping back, lowering both heels. Maybe you want to do child's pose here for a second. Releasing the hips. Nice. And then when you're ready, look towards the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and we are back in down dog here. Again, you can keep a generous bend in the knees. Your heels still need to touch the ground. Long spine. And then on inhale, lift the left leg. Big step in between the hands. Lower your right knee. And we are on in our low lunge on the other side. Now this time draw the right hip slightly to the front and left to the back. And we cactus the arms here. Inhale, open, dart the chest. Maybe look up. Exhale, bring your hands to touch. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Time opening. Exhale. Interlace the hands behind you here. Press into the knuckles. Your shoulders are dropping down. Opening the chest. Maybe look up. Finding a little back bend here. Then when you had enough, release the hands. Frame the left foot. And then walk the left foot a bit more outside to the mat. So both hands are inside the foot now. Let the hips sink a bit lower for your lizard here. Again, you can have your right knee lifted as well. And then again, if you like, you can draw circles here with the hips, circling one way And then circle the other. Maybe you like to intensify the stretch by coming onto the outer blade of the left foot. Press your left hand onto the left thigh. Sink the hips lower. Lovely. And again, you have the option to walk the left foot a bit more towards your right foot for your lounge lizard here again. So bring the foot anywhere where it feels comfortable, yeah? Could also be down here, doesn't need to be that high. You can rest your left hand on the left knee. Finding length in the torso. Your right shoulder can come up towards the ear. Maybe you like to open your left arm here. And come down onto the forearm. Nice. Just hanging out here. Imagine you're sitting on the couch, watching a movie. And exhale, turn back towards the mat. And we cross the left foot over the right leg for your pigeon pose again. Now, your leg doesn't need to make a 90-degree bend because most of us have quite tight hamstrings, so we can use a block again or cushion to lift the hips. You can also use 2 cushions or 2 blocks to come higher, and then finding what feels good. If a straight leg doesn't feel good here, you can also do your mermaid pose. So kind of 90-degree bend in both legs, or a bit narrower than 90-degree. And then folding over the left leg. So find a variation of pigeon that works for you. And if you like, come down on your forearms, maybe cushion the head. And we start to sink into this posture, trying to find stillness in it. Maybe this side feels more open to you, or maybe it's a bit stiffer. Noticing the difference between left and right. Then again, visualizing you're breathing in, filling the ribs, the belly, sending the breath towards the hips, your legs, down into the toes. Feeling the stretch. And on an exhale, releasing the breath visually from your toes, the legs, hips, belly, lower back, chest, upper back. Breathing out, releasing, and maybe finding a bit more stillness and comfort in pigeon pose. Staying with the breath and knowing that it is completely normal to feel a lot in this posture. And you always have the option to go a bit deeper into the pose. Maybe you realize that you found more openness now, or you come out of it a bit. Yeah, backing out, noticing that you have to go a bit slower here. Deciding what feels right for you today. On your next inhale, slowly pressing the hands back into the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, hug your left leg in, and send it back into your down dog. Maybe you want to um, wiggle a bit, send the hips left and right. Walking the dog, stretching out the legs. Lovely. Exhale, come to kneeling here. Come to kneeling here, yeah? Sitting on your heels. Now widen the knee, widen the legs a bit more than hip width. Press into the shins here and bring your hands onto the hips. Press your flats of the feet into the ground. Activate the pubic bone, activate the buttocks to protect your lower back. And then lift your right hand and or you can tuck your toes and lift your right arm, finding camel pose here. This can be a quite intense back bend, so only go as far you don't feel any pain in your lower back. Opening to one side, exhale, slowly coming back to the front, and then switching. Exhale, bring your right hand towards the right ankle, opening here, pressing into the hips. Want to move forwards here, opening the chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open. Find your own rhythm here. Swaying from right to left. If you want a deeper stretch, you can also bring the flats of the feet back onto the mat. And if you feel ready for it, you can also come into your full camel. Yeah? So bringing both hands onto the ankles, maybe letting your head hang towards the back. And then breathing deep here, pressing the thighs, hips to the wall in front of you. On an inhale with a active core, come back up, release the hips down, finding kneeling again. Lovely. And then we come onto the belly. Make a little cushion with your hands here again. And shake out the hips. Maybe also want to windshield wiper the legs from left to right. Giving your hips a little massage here. This can feel quite nice. Then when you're ready, let's do another shoulder opener. So for that, stretch out your right arm, press the palm of the hand into the ground. So lowering right shoulder onto the ground. Bring your right temple towards the floor, and then rolling over the right side of your body. Maybe you want to come onto your left toes. You can also keep the leg stretched out. And I'm feeling the stretch here in the right arm, shoulder. If you don't feel enough, you can bring your left foot behind the right leg, intensifying the stretch here. You can also press your left hand onto the hip, and then breathing deep here. Lovely. Then on your next exhale, releasing, rolling back onto the belly. And let's do the same stretch on the other side. So stretch out your left arm here. Come onto fingertips of your right hand and then rolling over the left side of your body. Again, you can cross the right foot behind the left leg here. The more you turn onto the right side of your body here, you intensify the stretch. Going slow. Also bring your hand onto the thigh. Shoulder opening here. We created lots of space in our chest and shoulder now. Which is really good before coming into back bends like we just did in camel pose. It's important to do a warm up before. Nice. Releasing, exhale, rolling back onto the belly. And let's roll onto the back. We will do one final back bend, which is bridge pose. So for that, bring your feet hip width apart onto the mat. Stretch out your arms. You should be kind of reaching your heels. Press the palms of the hand into the ground. On an inhale, lift the hips. Press into the hips, imagining an invisible strings pulling you up from the navel towards the ceiling. Activate the legs, activate the core. Maybe you want to interlace your hands underneath you, because we created so much lovely space here in the back and chest. Maybe this feels good. You can also stay here with your palms pressed into the floor. If you have your hands interlaced, try to kind of wiggle your shoulders a bit more down, creating even more space in the ribs, chest. Try to keep the head still, not looking right or left, because this can be dangerous for your neck here. Active legs. Try not to let your knees flop out to the side. Them over the ankles. One more big breath here. And then exhale, release the hands, lower the hips back to the ground. And then hugging the knees in here. Maybe you want to circle over your lower back, giving your back a little massage. This can be really nice. Circle the other way. Until you think you had enough. Stretch out the right leg. Hug in the left knee. Circle your ankle one way and then the other. Bring the left foot towards the ground. And then shift the hips a bit more to the left. And then let your left knee flop over the right leg here for a supine twist. Stretch out your arms. Try to keep the left shoulder on the ground. Maybe your right knee is lifted then. You can also bolster it with a cushion or a block. And then maybe your gaze follows the left hand. Breathing deep here into the stretch. Feel your body opening. Exhale. Stretch out the left leg and hug the right knee in. Circle the ankle one way and then the other. Step the right foot on the ground. Shift your hips a bit more to the right and then let the right knee cross over the left leg here in a kind of 90-degree angle. Stretch out the arms again. Gaze follows the right hand. Try to keep the right shoulder on the ground. So maybe left knee is lifted or you place a cushion underneath. Deep breathing here. Lovely. Exhale. Step the right foot back onto the mat and find a comfortable position here. For your final relaxation, Shavasana, you could also bring soles of the feet together for your butterfly pose and let the knees flop out to the side. Maybe you want to rest your hands on the belly or one hand onto the heart and the other on the belly. You decide how you want to finish your practice. Maybe in a traditional Shavasana pose. Hands alongside the body, feet, legs stretched out, and feet opening to the side. You decide. And then letting go of any kind of breathing. Let the breath come and flow as it wants to. Let your whole body release. Feel the body softening on the mat. Visualize your heart opening a tiny bit more. Feeling compassion and love for yourself and every human and being. The earth, maybe you like to visualize a green light around your heart. This is the color of your heart chakra that is associated with the heart chakra, the color green. So merging yourself into a green light, spreading love, compassion, and feeling grateful for this human experience on earth. You can stay here as long as you wish for in your Shavasana. If you're ready to come back to seated, you can slowly bring some movement back into the body, stretching out the arms, legs, maybe circling wrists and ankles, and then rolling over to one side. And slowly finding your way back up into Sukhasana. Keeping the eyes closed. Keeping the eyes closed. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Feeling kind and compassionate in your thoughts. Feeling kind and compassionate in your words. and feeling kind and compassionate in your actions. Namaste.